axes. I have some tenderloin pieces in here, and this is Sika deer, and I'm just getting them floured up a little bit. We're just going to have this over rice tonight for dinner. So I'm just stirring those around in a little bit of flour, and if I would have done it right, I would have salted the flour first, but I didn't. I'm going to put a little bit of cayenne pepper in there. And just sort of let that roll around in there a little bit more. It probably all fell off. It won't matter. So we're going to heat up some oil. Line the pan a little bit. And let's turn that on and let some oil get going on there. And while that's heating up, I'm going to chop some onions. Actually, I don't want to chop them. Let me fix some onions. I'd like to sort of get these browned up a little bit. I like to use a lot of them. I love onions. Can't get enough onions and garlic. Yep, no werewolves in this house. I have 3 cloves of garlic here. We'll just sort of chop those. Okay, let's get the onions in there. Whoa, burning my eyes. Whoa, I have some onion rings in here. Oh, I splattered up the whole stove. I hope I didn't splatter my camera. Wow, this really took off. Now what we have here is a can of mushrooms, drained, rinsed. We have low sodium, no MSG, no fat, beef bouillon. I put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in there. Whoa, my finger stuck in the thingy. And to that, I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce. Just however much you think that is. And to what your taste is. Those are getting brown. So we can start to scoop in our garlic. We don't want to get it in there too soon. Make it better. So we'll just get that rolling around in there. Now what we're going to do is just scoop these out. So we have some oil in there flavored with onions and garlic. And now we're going to throw in some meat. turn that down. That pan is going to be black any second. It's working on it. These should be good and tender. This is some tenderloin from a Sika deer. Sika deer is an Asian elk. It's very tender, has a very mild flavor. And what we're going to do is brown these a little bit. Hopefully we won't be blackening them. And that deer's a little, this elk is really a swamp deer, and I don't know, somebody brought him over here to Eastern Shore of Maryland. I think some island. Warren knows all about that. And then of course they bred, and they're over here where we live also now. And they're really a prize if you can shoot them. They really are good. A little more oil. I would turn on the overhead fan, but then that's all you would hear, which might be preferred. I can get that bad boy done. Okay, so we have just a light crust on them. We certainly did get that blackened. Let's put our onions back on. Okay, so we've got our onions back in there now. Cover them with some mushrooms. Hit it with a little bit of salt. A little bit of cayenne, because you know what happened to it last time. But I'll tell you what's really good in this, and we're going to eat it over rice, so the preferred thing would really be cracked pepper. But this lets more of it out. Boy, that smells good. Bet I had my arm right in front of that camera, didn't I? Whoa. Let's get right out of it. Now that it's all rolling around and it has a crust on the meat. And it's all crusty. Now what we're going to do is cover it. Turn it down and just let that do its thing. Okay, just takes a few minutes, and I'm probably going to let that turned it down to a medium low. Probably time it for just 15 minutes just to let it sit there. And you don't need 15 minutes to cook it. Maybe I better make it 12 minutes. And when that's done, we'll be putting that over rice. And having a salad. And maybe something green. But that's basically a venison Sika deer tenderloin in big chunks. Okay, so now we're going to look at it after 12 minutes. You'll see how nice that looks. You have your meat in there. It's all browned. You have your mushrooms, your onions, your garlic, and it'll pour very nicely over anything. And it's just the right consistency. Your onions look good. You're good to go. Okay, that's he shoots, she cooks. Oh, by the way, James Island. James Island in Dorchester County. That was where the Sika deer first appeared over here. Okay, thanks. Bye.